Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. So in my last video I said that I would read a couple more things off of my blog post. I thought that today would be a good day to do that because today marks what would have been my due date with our twins. It's been almost 3 years since I've lost them. This would have been the second birthday. So, I just figured today would be a good day to read. Find some good ones. Let's see here. Trying to find a good one to read.
What are you reading about?
Stuff.
What kind of stuff? I love you, Mama.
Love you, Jesus. Let's see. Alright, here's one. It's titled Let's Get Real Honest. I published that or posted this in January of last year. It's kind of a long one again, so here we go. When you struggle to conceive, there are many, many emotions. Sometimes it feels like there's too many to process: anger, hurt, scared, helpless, etc. While feeling all this, you're always feeling hopeful, optimistic, excited, and anxious. When you've also gone through a miscarriage or more than one, you're still ready to get pregnant, but you're also terrified. You fear losing that baby, but you also fear not getting pregnant. You constantly go back and forth in your head. I've noticed in myself that I don't stress or worry until I'm a week from starting my cycle. Then the anxiety really sets in. I test like crazy, knowing I'm testing too early, knowing I'm going to get that negative result. Now that I've had this surgery, I have a whole new set of feelings. The doubt isn't as big as it was. I'm more hopeful now. I wonder if the surgery was my fix, if this IUI will work the first time, if I'll carry it to term. I'm excited. I want to be pregnant and shout it from the mountains when I am. I want to share my happiness with everyone. I've been on this journey so long, it's hard to see the end in sight, but I'm hoping that this year. I'm hoping it's an easy ride. I also included a picture. It's kind of hard to see, there's a glare. I include pictures in some of these posts. This one is a quote. It says, "Stop being afraid of what could go wrong and think of what could go right." Now, the surgery I mentioned in this, I had a surgery in January of 2018. My first fertility specialist, when I did my saline ultrasound, it looked like there was a polyp inside my uterus. So I had let me see if I can find, because I think I wrote about it. It was a hysteroscopy polypectomy, is what it was called. When he went inside, he found that it was not a polyp. It was actually scar tissue built up inside my uterus. He did remove that. However, with removing scar tissue, 80% of the time it comes back. I can't say for certain that was a fix, just because from January until November is how long it took for me to get pregnant again. And then, of course, I miscarried in December, like a day after I found out. They called that a chemical pregnancy. After that surgery, I did 2 IUIs, which failed, both of them. And that was a really hard blow. We stopped trying for a while. We didn't use any medical intervention at all, is what I mean. Still to this day, I don't know if the scar tissue's grown back. I did have another saline ultrasound done in February. Yeah, the end of January, I think. The end of January. And it did look like I did have some adhesions in there, but not near what it was. So it does seem like some of the scar tissue has grown back. But with that being said, this morning I think was harder. I woke up and I was taking my daughter to school, and I was going through my memories on TimeHop, on my Facebook. And it popped up a video I had made about the miscarriage and today being the due date, and I got kind of emotional for a little bit. It still hurts to this day. It's still hard to think about, would it have been boys, girls, one of each? What would have happened had I carried to term? What they would be like? Just all kinds of what ifs. And what ifs are hard to deal with because they're basically, you have no idea what would have happened. So you just leave yourself guessing and guessing and guessing. I am on, let me see. I'm on cycle day 26 right now. I am 9 or 10 days past ovulation. I did take a test yesterday and it was negative, which I expected because I'm still early. I've never been an early tester. All of my pregnancies I have found out the day of my expected period or the day before. The earliest I've ever found out my HCG was less than 10, and my body had already been in the process of miscarrying that baby. But I was super late on my period. So even then, I wasn't early finding out. I was super late, but my body just wasn't doing what it should have. So I don't expect to get any type of test, any type of positive test until it's time for my period. I always test early. I usually go crazy with it. This month, I really haven't. Well, take that back. I did because of all the wonky tests I was getting at the beginning of the month. But I'm not as crazy about it this month as I have been really with this cycle. I didn't do anything different this month. Just the same old same. No medical intervention. We did not use Pre-Seed this month. So I don't know if Pre-Seed even works. I have no idea. I can't really say I'm hopeful anymore. Like that post. If anything, I'm just kind of numb. Like I don't know what to feel. And it's just a long process. We've been trying for over 3 years. I've been going through all of this for 9.5 almost. It's been hard. Very hard. It's just a lot to deal with. I'm going to read one more post. Let me see if there's any good ones. Trying to find a good post. Alright, here's one. So, alright. Disclaimer. I am not a religious person. I used to be. I used to go to church. I used to go to Bible camp in the summer. I went a couple of summers in a row when I was younger. I went to an actual camp with a friend a long time ago. I used to go to church up until my first miscarriage. After my first miscarriage, I lost my faith. I lost my trust in God. I just don't practice religion anymore. I think if anything, I'm more spiritual now than I am religious. And I'm saying that because this plays into the post I'm about to read. So if you believe in that, I'm so happy for you. I'm glad you have that. I personally do not. And that I don't judge anybody who does or doesn't. So I just wanted to throw that out there. All right. This one was March 3rd of last year. And it's titled, It's Been a While. All right. I haven't written in a while. I've been busy with life, but I wanted to share a story today. At work, I was talking to a coworker. We were having a casual conversation about living at home with parents. I had mentioned that when I moved from Louisiana, I moved in with my dad. And she said, I wish my dad was still here. He passed away from a sudden heart attack last year.
Your dad?
No. I'm reading a thing. And we just got to talking about it and my miscarriages. And how sometimes you feel something deep in your soul that something isn't right. And she told me she talked to her dad every day. She truly believes he was her soulmate. They were so close. He died on a Sunday. The last time she spoke to him, she just knew it would be her last time. She never got to say goodbye because he passed away before she could get to him that Sunday. And I've never been religious. If you know me, you know this. But she said to me, I know God is real because I know my dad is with me every day. And there are things that happen that I can't explain. And it got me really thinking. Just listening to her, I got chills. I don't know if I believe in God, but I do believe there is a higher power out there. And I do have to believe that my 4 babies and family members that have passed are looking down on me and Emmy. And I really needed that talk with her that I didn't even know I needed. So I remember this coworker. I worked with her last year. And obviously there was more to that conversation than I wrote. But it really did stick with me. And sometimes you just need that, even if you're not really religious. You need those talks. I love talking to people who can share those stories with me and not push their faith on me. I just think it's amazing. Sometimes you really just need to talk to somebody that has a whole different perspective than you, because sometimes it really just gets you thinking about other things, and there may be a reason for all this, and whatever it may be. I still struggle with why all of these losses have happened. How I put it into perspective, my first one, I was 16 when I found out, 17 when I miscarried, and me and the father had broken up. My situation was not ideal to bring a baby into the world. Adoption was not an option. Abortion was not an option. I was going to raise that baby one way or another, and it just wasn't an ideal situation. So I believe that's the reason that happened, because it wasn't meant to be at that time. The second miscarriage I had, I have to believe that it was so I could have Emmy. Just because I got pregnant with Emmy 2 weeks after that DNC to get all the scar tissue and remaining parts of the baby out. I have to believe that's why, because I was meant to have Emmy. Emmy was meant to be my daughter. The third one, my marriage to her father was going downhill very fast. Things between us were not good at all. They were not good at all. And really losing that baby opened my eyes that what?
I'm gonna unpackage my dance.
Okay.
For the daughter and father and daughter dance.
Okay. It opened my eyes that I did not want to have more kids with him. And that was hard to swallow. Like, that was the man I was supposed to be married to the rest of my life. I was supposed to have my kids with him. But I didn't want any more kids with him. And I think that was really saving me from a really hard time later in life, that baby was removed, because somebody out there just knew that I did not want more kids with him. My fourth miscarriage, I have no clue as to why that happened. Like I said, that was the hardest one for me because we tried so hard and we wanted that baby. I don't know. Maybe my body couldn't handle twins. My mom's a twin, so I don't know. I really don't. I really can't find any reasoning behind that one. And then this last one I had, I barely even got to wrap my head around being pregnant again before I lost the baby. So I have no idea. Like the other three, I can explain why I feel like they happened. But the last two, I really don't know. And sometimes that helps me. Sometimes it helps to know or feel like there's a reason. So that's what I tell myself to get through the day. At the end of this video, I'm going to include the video I made for my miscarriage in August of 16. I love this video. I still have the pregnancy test, and maybe I'll include a picture or a video of what my husband made me about a year ago almost, in memory of the babies we lost. I think that's really special, and I think today of all days it would be special to share that. I've made up my mind about recording. When I take more tests, I will. I'm going to document that journey again, just because why not? What could it possibly hurt? Because either way, I'm going to make an update and let everybody know what happened. Hopefully tomorrow I'll start testing, just because I will be closer to getting the right result. So, yeah, so that's all I got for you today. Hopefully tomorrow I'll have another video up of how these tests are going. So stay tuned, and if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe to my channel.